I just finished reading the Yasunari Kawabata's Snow Country. This is the fiction that I wanted to read for a long, long time, but I knew that this is about a geisha, and I knew that when I was younger, I tried to read it or something, but in the beginning, I know it's about the geisha and this guy who is older and having this, geisha lover visiting this mountain inn, and so yeah, that's not my style of the person or the protagonist behave like that passion. And this protagonist is evidently the writer, and probably age maybe late 30s to 40ish, I would say. And he has a family fortune or something. He doesn't have to work or anything for living, and so he has a wife, and but he has this luxury of visiting this mountain inn for like once or twice a year, and spend like a week or something like that. So every time he goes there, he sees this geisha woman, and befriended with her, and have nice time with her. Although his approach to this woman is maybe like loving, but there is no intention of getting divorced with his current wife and get married with this girl or anything like that. He doesn't have any intention. He just understood himself that that is something that he does, and that was understood by anyone. I think even to his wife, he kind of she knew maybe that was going on there, but nobody make any noise about that. And so I don't like the kind of a lifestyle, and I don't think today's Japanese people don't like that either. This particular thing is, I think, maybe old custom, or only fortunate rich people can do all these things, and the rich people can have a mistress and support her or something like that. And those particular custom has been going on for a long, long time in Japan, probably. And this particular novel is written 1930, 38 or 39 or something like that, and finally finished like 1947. So I think it's published bits and pieces, and probably in the newspaper or the magazine, and but it's ended in 1947. So that's when this particular book was published. So it's a long time to write this particular fiction, and as always, it's written in the style of taking the beauty of a Japanese culture, Japanese customs, and also the nature, the beauty of nature, and beauty of the traditional mountain inn, and staying in there for a few days, and that particular thing is very, very strong in this particular fiction. And I don't know how many how I know that this particular fiction is very well known. I think maybe the most popular fiction by Kawabata. Snow Country is cited everywhere. So I feel this is the most popular fiction by him. And I think, yeah, it is beautiful. I think its writing style is beautiful, and the story is also beautiful and also um, tragic, and also suggesting a lot of things, suggesting that the love between this geisha and the married man never, materialized. Therefore, there's already sadness there, and already there's this, um, you know, uh, something like for both parties, the woman and the man, understood that particular thing would not go on, and the geisha as a profession would not be strong as you know years pass that the geisha getting old, and it's not as popular as before. The geisha, as I understand, is that and the people who are employed by the industry of tourism, or especially the inn, ryokan, hotel type of thing, where many men goes there for whatever the reason, for the meeting or for the banquet or whatever. Every time they go there without women, uh, they are entertained by this geisha. And as far as I know, um, through the movies and so forth, I have a little bit, uh, seeing those geisha in action. I think they are pretty much like wearing kimono, of course, and a very well Japanese way of entertaining. That means like a Japanese dancing and Japanese way of treating men, serving alcohol or sake to the people who came to the banquet or whatever, and them, some of the women, of course, some of the geisha, uh, fall in love with this particular some of the men, and the men also fall in love with particular geisha, and so those relationship last probably maybe 10 years or something like that. Meantime, geisha herself has a baby, and but she's still working as a geisha, and of course not married, and so it's a whole proposition is like a not the winning situation there, but that particular custom still lingered on long after the war, I would say. And today, I don't think that type of custom is going on that strong. But maybe there's some mountain in. I think that particular thing is still going on there. And when I was young, when I was like 20 years old or something, whenever I go to the mountain inn or something, it has this type of kind of expectation or some kind of request made through those people who are working at the inn, that you want the geisha to come into your room to entertain you. And that particular thing, I remember when I was young, even at the age of 20, those kind of insinuation is there at the inn. So I think it's pretty much like a, yeah, very, very common things to do at the inn, that only the man without wife goes in there, or without girlfriend go in there, and played or the entertained. So, but as you know, the geisha is human being as well, and some this particular book depict this particular human beings. Two of them, I think. One is a little bit older, probably maybe late 20s to early 30s, maybe, and but the other younger girl is also there, trying to become something a geisha-like thing, or maybe she has some other ambitions like becoming a nurse or something like that. But she was also very very beautiful, and always from man's perspective, the geisha who is beautiful is the one that you think after. And so, in the beginning, I reading this book, and I said, "Oh gosh, another Kawabata's fictions about this man who is nothing, actually, nothing to root for, and this female geisha, and who has much more stronger personality and much more stronger wills to live, and much more expressive their own feelings and love and something like that. Men's are not. Men's are always like very subdued and observing those things. So there's nothing redeemable about men, but female characters is very very interesting and attractive for the reader to find about them, and they usually have this beautiful strong character which is very good in nature, and trying to live up to her dreams, but being geisha, that's not gonna be. So always this hindsight, there's this sadness associated with them, and so that particular thing is very lyrical, and some of the Japanese traditions value that kind of a beauty, lyricism, or some of the like a very not so strong character, but trying to live up to their own dream, and then but slowly realizing that cannot be, slowly giving up, slowly realizing that they are no good, they are kind of finished at a certain age. And so yeah, this particular sadness, I think the Kawabata tried to write, I think, uh, and associate with the beauty of Japanese culture, Japanese nature. Here in this particular snow country, they have a beautiful scene of snowscapes, and very very beginning, the first page is like you go into this mountain resort from Tokyo, and there's a long tunnel going to this mountainside of the Japan's seaside resort, and so when the train went through, it's opened up with snow country, which is beautiful, described as a beautiful, and as a reader you feel like wow, very fresh beauty is in there, and so that's the beginning of the fiction. And as you go along, you find out more about these two characters of Geisha, or young girl, and that's their, fate and or resignation, but still have a hopeful dream and very strong will to get out from that kind of a world, but they can't because of the poverty or whatever it is that they are thrown into. And so that's the sad thing about it. And so reading this book, and first half, always I have this critical view of the Kawabata's world, and then, or maybe midway, I get hooked because of the Kawabata's depictions of this female geisha, and so you get into this particular fiction more and more that you cannot stop reading, and toward the end, it's like a very strong endings there that something happened in the story. And so by the time you read through, you realize that this is a great fiction. And as always, as Kawabata's fiction, there's always this suggestive ending there. There's no very descriptive part of the ending, but the reader can kind of decide, whatever he interpreted the particular ending, and it goes there. And that's also very good ending because, it's not, you are driven by the way of, author's directions, but also there's a lot of interpretation at the end, and you can go wherever you want to go, and that's very satisfactory rather than being told. So I like that kind of ending. I think the Kawabata knows that because most of his fiction has the particular ending.